Hello, my name is METİN Arıdaşır. This is 200th part of explanation of my theory. Yes. In accepted physics theories, they say, nothing with mass can exceed speed of light. Whereas, this is not the case. According to my theory and my formulas, the photon with mass at, for instance, 599,971 km per second exceeds the speed of light without violating causality. 1. Whether it is at rest or it is in motion, each point of a spherical ring-shaped electron motion form's surface has point mass, point wavelength, point wave velocity, and point energy. And each point of each spherical waves surface point of an electron motion form has point mass, point wavelength, point energy, and point wave velocity. 2. Of course, I defined each point of a spherical ring-shaped electron motion form's surface, or each point of spherical successive waves surface as the photon. Again, of course, I defined each point of a spherical ring-shaped electron motion form's surface as the photon, or each point of spherical successive wave surface as photon. The photon that cannot be assumed as a particle. 3. Thus, according to my theory and my formulas, here, point wave velocity formula that I put forth, point in the c direction energy, and wave number alpha, which direction points. And here, this is mass, my mass formula, wave number, lambda normal, specific wavelength of electron motion form, c minus electron motion form's velocity cosine alpha. Here, I advise you to watch my former videos, step by step. Thus, according to my theory and my formulas, I computed rest mass of a point surface of 91.155 nanometer wavelength size kind electron motion form as 2.43423 10 to the minus 45 kilogram for 91.155 nanometer wavelength size electron motion form. Each point of at rest electron motion form. Here, this electron motion form is not at rest, and it is not 91.155 nanometer wavelength size. It has lambda normal 0.0 3 nanometer sample. Before I have explained before you. Yes. Thus, according to my theory and my formulas, I computed rest mass of a point surface of 91.155 nanometer wavelength size kind electron motion form as 2.423 10 to the minus 35 kilogram. Eventually, in this context, photons rest mass is 2.423 10 to the minus 30 10 to the minus 35 kilogram. Okay, now, wait a moment please. Wait a moment please. I advise you to watch my former videos, how I have computed this mass. Okay. 4. Each point wave velocity, point mass, point wavelength, and point energy of a free electron motion form, and each point wave velocity, point mass, point wavelength, and point energy of a successive wave which produced and propagated by a free electron motion form are variable. This means each photon's point velocity, point mass, etc. are variable. Prerequisite for this variability is for a free electron motion form to be in motion. 5. For instance, if a free electron motion form in motion at VE if a free electron motion form is in motion at V is equal to 299,791 kilometer per second. If electron motion form in this direction, 0 degree direction. Okay. Point wave velocity in 0 degree direction, in motion direction, will be D is equal to C minus electron motion form's velocity cosine 0 degree. Okay. Will be what is equal to 1 kilometer per second. Okay. In electron motion forms, motion direction, it's just this point, wave velocity will be this, 1 kilometer per second. 1 kilometer per second, according to my formula. Okay. The point wave velocity in opposite direction, 180 degree direction, C minus electron motion form's velocity cosine 180 degrees. Okay? If point wave velocity, the point wave velocity in opposite direction will excess the speed of light and will be D is equal to 599,791 kilometer per second, okay? Now, in opposite direction, point wave velocity is exceeding speed of light, and it is at 599,791 kilometer per second. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. 6. Remember my energy, wave number, angle, h, c squared divided one of my formulas in c direction. Yes, n square. Lambda normal. Here lambda normal 91.155 nanometer. C minus electron motion form velocity cosine alpha. Okay. According to my theory and my formulas, remember my formula. This is my formula. According to my theory and my formulas, in 180 degrees, photons with, yes, what will photon mass? Here, what is? Remember, again, n alpha, hc square divided by n square, lambda normal, c minus electron motion form velocity cosine alpha. Here, mass, okay, lambda normal is equal to 91, yes, cosine alpha, yes, 5, here, this is in 0 degree direction, 5,000 watt, no, wait a moment, 599,791 kilometer per second. Okay. Finally, at this velocity and opposite direction, 180 degree direction, point mass of electron motion form will be 1.211 and 4 multiplied by 10 to the minus 40 kilogram. Okay. At 599,791 kilometer per second in opposite direction, it has mass. And finally, this means there are things that have masses exceed the speed of light. Here, point wave of electron motion form at 599,791 kilometer per second velocity, and it has 1.2114 10 to the minus 40 kilogram mass with mass, and there is something, that thing, for instance, exceeds the speed of light with mass. There is something, photon with mass, or point wave of spherical wave with mass at 599,791 kilometer per second velocity, exceeding velocity, with 1.2 10 to the minus 40 kilogram mass. This photon, or point wave of surface wave with mass, exceeds the speed of light. Okay. This doesn't violate causality, because the light is the bridge between the two realities, and absolute simultaneity is built between the two. I advise you to watch my former videos about these subjects. 8. Nothing that interacts with you is massless. Nothing that impresses you is massless. Nothing that affects you is massless. 9. By the way, in 0 degree direction, at 1 kilometer per second velocity, electron motion forms point velocity, point velocity, what will be its point mass? 0 degree. Okay. Wait a moment. Yes. It will be 7.26 10 to the minus 35 kilogram. Interesting. This means wave with mass and its velocity is inversely proportional in these conditions. Yes, have a good evening. See you later.